Contacting and working with manufacturers is one of the best things you can do for your Amazon business, and I'm going to tell you why. Let's get right to it. What is the point in this full stop? To be honest, you might be here watching this video if you have tried to get engaged with a particular brand, say, and Amazon wants a letter of authenticity, and you go to seek that from the brand, and maybe from that point, that then leads you to maybe going the extra mile a little bit down the line and making a deal directly with the brand or the manufacturer. So number one, you can cut out the middleman. If you're sourcing from retailers, you are paying marked up prices. At the end of the day, the retailers that you buy from are businesses, and they need to make money. So what are they going to do? When they get stuff from the manufacturer, they have to mark it up so that way they can make some money from it. By going direct to the manufacturer, you get wholesale pricing. It's not always a guarantee, but it's most likely going to be the case if you can work directly with the manufacturer. At the end of the day, if you remember, when you buy something from a supermarket, you'll see things like RRP, which is essentially the retail price, and obviously that's what's marked up. Better margins, so that first point leads nicely into this. You are buying in bulk from the source, and that means you can increase your profit per unit, obviously, because you are paying less for the products overall. Exclusive deals. Some manufacturers don't sell to everyone. If you contact them, you might secure an account before your competitors do. And talking of exclusive deals, this could potentially open up private label or white label opportunities. So you might discover manufacturers are willing to do custom brand products for you. Obviously, this might be where you have to work out a quite a detailed deal with them where it is actually mutually beneficial for you both, because it has to make sense for the manufacturer as well. I wouldn't do this if you are fresh starting Amazon or even fresh to private label. I would do this when you are very well established and you can bring some solid cases with you of your private label products and their success. Authorized seller status. If you buy direct, you may get authorization to sell a brand and avoid IP claims or restrictions. This is the golden highlight here and one of the best bits about it. So when a brand decides that they don't want anyone to resell their stuff anymore and they cut off your general third-party Amazon sellers, you'll be okay if you have a deal worked out with them and they've said, yep, you can still sell our stuff. That's fine. No IP claims will be filed against you. Bulk discounts and negotiation. Whenever I talk about negotiation, I never want you to go and say, hey, gives a discount like right off the bat. I want you to work with whoever it is. It doesn't matter if it's a wholesaler, a manufacturer, it doesn't matter. Work with them on their level for a time, and maybe when you have established a relationship with them, you constantly buy from them, you get to know them a bit. Maybe down the line, maybe that's when you softly propose maybe further discounts and things like that. Distributors and manufacturers often have minimum order quantities, pricing tiers and so forth, and ultimately this all allows you to scale. What to look for? Manufacturer details. So we need to know who we're reaching out to and where we are reaching out to. And one of the best ways that you can find this is on physical products. So on this links you probably won't be able to see this at all, but we do have a phone number. We also have an address as well for the manufacturer. With this Pantene one, it's the same thing. Always look on the back. Most of the time they are there. Sometimes we don't get the full details. So on this one, we do have a phone number, we have a website, and we have the manufacturer addresses, and we've got multiple manufacturer addresses on this Pantene thing, this oil. But we won't always find things like that on everything that we pick up. Sometimes it's just a number, sometimes it's just an address, sometimes it's just an email, sometimes it's a mixture of two or all of them. We don't know until we actually pick up the product. Another way that we can find this stuff out is obviously by going on the brand's website, and hopefully we'll be able to find these details there. Distributor details. Some brands only sell through authorized distributors. In this case, the distributor is who you need to contact. Email or website. Sometimes packaging includes a business email or website. This is gold, which is exactly what I just talked about a moment ago. visit their site and look for if they have a wholesale or trade section. If you can't find either of those things, just reach out to their support, contact them via email or phone or whatever it is, and see if you can start things rolling that way. Company registration details: if you see a business name plus address, you can search for them in company databases like Companies House in the UK, or in the US it's the SEC, and you can perhaps find some contact info that way. So manufacturer versus distributor, who is best to contact? So for the best pricing, this will always be with the manufacturer. The distributor, again, just like retailers, will need to mark things up somewhat in order for them to make money. More product options, you tend to find that you can get the full range of things from the manufacturer, obviously because they make all the stuff. With distributors, sometimes they don't buy the full range of everything from that specific brand, say, and most of the time we'll have a limited selection. Easier to open account. It's often easier with a distributor rather than a manufacturer. It is hard. That's what I say. You can't just, for example, like start Amazon and then right off the bat reach out to a manufacturer and with nothing really to bring to the table at that point to expect then that you may make some kind of deal with them. It's going to take you time. You need some experience under your belt. You need to be able to have stuff that you can refer to show the success. If you've already started reselling some of the things, for example, maybe the success of those products, and you can say, hey, this does really well. Here's the proof of it. There's a constant demand for it. And you can start displaying the benefits for the manufacturer. Minimum order quantity is actually usually higher with a manufacturer rather than with a distributor, which is often lower. Faster shipping tends to be with a distributor, whereas with a manufacturer it can be slower. And to be fair, this is partly because, of course, they are making stuff. That they have to make stuff, and sometimes if they haven't got enough, they've got to finish making whatever it is, and then they can get it out to you. Better for brand approval on Amazon. It is always better directly from the manufacturer, the people that actually make the product. What to do with the information that you get off of the back of these things, or if you go onto a website, what do you do with that info exactly? So search online, look up the company name plus wholesaler or distributor, find a contact email. If you don't have, if they don't have a wholesale section, try emailing their support, see if you can organize something that way, or call them. Calling tends to be the better one, I would say, out of the two, just because you are actually getting through to someone. You can actually have a conversation and just be human when you call. Don't be all chat GPT and robotic. Be human. At the end of the day, the person on the other end of the phone is also a human. You can have a conversation with them. And sometimes things like that, and it is often better than a robotic email. And they may be a bit more willing to work with you, and if you go in with the right confidence as well, that also is a big thing. Don't underestimate going in with some confidence. Request a wholesale account, prepare business details like potentially VAT, EIN numbers, company registration, potentially a reseller certificate if it's needed. Negotiate, but again, leave this for down the line. Don't do this right away. Ask for minimum order quantities, bulk discounts, and exclusive deals. Again, leave this till a bit further down the line. Play their game for a while, build up a relationship, and then revisit and negotiate with them. Because sometimes if you go in and it's fresh, it's brand new, and you go, hey, I want a discount, they're going to be like, whoa, who do you think you are? And it just sours it a bit. So I wouldn't do that. But contacting manufacturers is great for all of those reasons that are stated. I think the biggest thing there for me, like my favorite pro, is the fact that you kind of get immunity almost. So it doesn't matter if the brand doesn't want general sellers to resell their stuff, like you're fine. Unless, of course, they specifically state to you that you can't. Most of the time, you will still be fine, which is the most beneficial thing there, I would say. And of course, better margins as well. I'd say that is pretty much level with that one. But that is how we can contact manufacturers. That is why we do it. And if you're going to give this a go. I wish you the very best of luck. If you are getting some form of template from, say, ChatGPT or Grok or whatever tool you're using to help you construct some form of email, remember, they don't want a novel. So don't send reels and reels and reels of text. Keep it simple, to the point, be human. And, you know, whatever it is that you get from like ChatGPT, say, always go in and give it a bit of a tweak. Don't just copy and paste and send, because usually there's something to change. That it would be super embarrassing if you sent hi and in brackets first name, as ChatGPT would like construct that template. So we always need to change some of these things in there before we send, and add in like business info and stuff if we need to. Yeah. Hopefully this helps you. The very best of luck to you if you are contacting a manufacturer, and I'll catch you soon.